Hey everyone, listen up you lot. Being a student doesn't mean you have to survive on instant noodles and takeout. We're getting real in the kitchen today, showing you how to cook proper, healthy meals on a budget tighter than my... Well, you get the picture. No more excuses. These recipes are so easy, even a first year could handle them. Let's get cooking. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the world of budget-friendly and healthy meals, perfect for students. If you're short on time, money, and energy, but still want to eat well, these recipes are for you.
Right, you lot. First up is a dish that'll make you forget all about those dodgy takeaway curries. We're diving into a recipe that's not only delicious, but also incredibly easy to make. This one-pot lentil and veggie curry is packed with flavor, it's cheap as chips, and it'll fill you up for days. Perfect for those long study sessions or when you're just too tired to cook something elaborate. We're talking proper sustenance, not some flimsy salad. This is the kind of meal that sticks to your ribs and keeps you going. Now, for this, you need a good glug of oil in the pot. Don't skimp on it. The oil is going to help bring out all those wonderful flavors. Don't be shy, we're not counting calories here. The oil is essential for getting that rich, deep flavor. Get that onion chopped, and I mean finely chopped, none of that chunky rubbish. The finer you chop it, the better it will blend into the curry. And the garlic, make sure it's crushed, not diced. We want that flavor to infuse the whole dish. Crushed garlic releases more of its natural oils, making the dish even more aromatic. Sweat them down until they're soft and sweet. Then it's time for the spices. This step is crucial for building the base flavor of your curry. A good tablespoon of curry powder, and don't even think about using that dusty old jar from the back of the cupboard. Fresh spices make a world of difference. Get it fresh? It makes all the difference. Trust me, your taste buds will thank you. Toast the spices for a minute or two to release their aroma, then in go the lentils. This toasting step really brings out the depth of the spices. Rinse them well, then add them to the pot and give it a good stir. Now for the veg. Lentils are a great source of protein and fiber, making this dish not just tasty, but also nutritious. I'm using a mix of carrots, peas and spinach, but you can use whatever you've got on hand. The more colourful, the better. Frozen is perfectly fine, no judgment here. In fact, frozen veggies can be just as nutritious as fresh ones. Get those in the pot along with a can of coconut milk. The coconut milk adds a lovely creaminess to the curry. Give it a good stir, bring it to a boil, then turn down the heat and let it simmer for a good 20 minutes. This simmering time allows all the flavors to meld together beautifully. While that's bubbling away, let's talk rice. Rice is the perfect accompaniment to soak up all that delicious curry sauce. Basmati is my go-to, but again, use what you've got. Jasmine or even plain white rice will do the trick. Rinse it thoroughly until the water runs clear, then add it to a pot with double the amount of water. This step ensures your rice is fluffy and not sticky. Bring it to a boil, then turn the heat down to low, put a lid on and let it steam for about 15 minutes. Perfect rice every time. By now, that curry should be smelling divine. The aroma will fill your kitchen and make your mouth water. Give it a taste, adjust the seasoning, and if it's a bit thick, add a splash of water. You want the consistency to be just right. We want it nice and saucy. The sauce is what makes this dish so comforting and satisfying. Serve it up with a generous portion of rice and a sprinkle of fresh coriander if you're feeling fancy. The coriander adds a fresh, vibrant touch. That, my friends, is a proper student meal. It's the kind of dish that makes you feel at home no matter where you are. It's hearty, it's flavorful, and it won't break the bank. Perfect for students on a budget who still want to eat well.
All right, you've had a long day of lectures, you're starving, and the last thing you want to do is spend hours in the kitchen. I get it. That's where this next recipe comes in handy. Egg fried rice. It's quick, it's easy, and it's the perfect way to use up that leftover rice from the curry. Now I know what you're thinking. Fried rice? That's gotta be unhealthy, right? Wrong. Not when we're making it from scratch. First things first, get that wok or frying pan nice and hot. We want it smoking. A splash of oil and then in go those eggs. Scramble them up, nice and fluffy. Don't overcook them, we don't want rubbery eggs. Once they're just set, push them to the side of the pan and add in your leftover rice. Use a fork to break it up, we don't want any clumps. Now here's where you can get creative. Add in whatever veggies you fancy. I'm using frozen peas and carrots, but you could use chopped peppers, onions, mushrooms, whatever you've got. Get those veggies nice and hot. Then it's time for the star of the show, the soy sauce. A good splash will do the trick, but feel free to adjust to your taste. Give everything a good stir fry, making sure the rice is coated in that delicious soy sauce. Finally, stir in those scrambled eggs, and you're done. Told you it was easy. Serve it up with a sprinkle of sesame seeds and a drizzle of sriracha if you like it spicy. That's a meal in minutes, and it's way better than anything you'll find in a takeaway carton. But wait, there's more. You can also add some protein to make it even more filling. Think about tossing in some cooked chicken, shrimp, or tofu. Just make sure to add it in with the veggies so it gets heated through properly. And if you want to take it up a notch, a dash of sesame oil at the end can add a wonderful nutty flavor. The beauty of this dish is its versatility. You can make it your own with whatever you have on hand. So next time you're faced with a fridge full of leftovers, remember this recipe. It's not just a lifesaver, it's a game changer. Enjoy your meal.
Chapter 3: Overnight Oats. The breakfast of champions and students. Listen, I know mornings can be rough, especially when you're burning the midnight oil studying. But that's no excuse for skipping breakfast. This next recipe is so easy, you can even make it in your sleep. Literally. We're talking overnight oats. It's the perfect grab-and-go breakfast for busy students, and it's packed with protein and fiber to keep you going all morning. Plus, it's customizable, so you can add whatever toppings you fancy. First up, grab yourself a jar or a bowl. Doesn't matter, as long as it's got a lid. Then, it's as simple as chucking in your oats, milk of your choice. I like almond, but regular will do just fine. And a dollop of yogurt. Greek yogurt is best. It's got that lovely tang, but use what you've got. Now for the fun part, the flavorings. A spoonful of peanut butter is always a winner, or you could go for some honey or maple syrup for sweetness. A sprinkle of cinnamon is always a good shout. And if you're feeling fruity, chop up some berries or a banana. Once you've added your desired toppings, give it a good stir, pop the lid on, and leave it in the fridge overnight. That's it. I told you it was easy. In the morning, just grab your jar and you're good to go. It's like magic, but better because you made it yourself.
Chapter 4: Veggie Pasta Beyond the Box. Now I know what you're thinking. Pasta, that's a student staple, but it's not exactly the healthiest or most exciting meal. Well, think again. This veggie-packed pasta dish is bursting with flavor and it's light on the wallet, which is always a bonus. Plus, it's a great way to sneak in some extra vegetables into your diet without even realizing it. First things first. Get that pasta water boiling. This is the foundation of our dish, so make sure you have a large pot with plenty of water. Salt it generously. We want it to taste like the sea. This step is crucial as it adds flavor to the pasta itself. While that's coming up to a boil, let's prepare the veggies. Fresh vegetables are the star of this dish, so choose the best you can find. I'm using broccoli, bell peppers and zucchini, but you can use whatever you fancy. Think of this as a clean out the fridge kind of meal. Chop them up into bite-sized pieces. We're going for speed here. Now, for the sauce. This is where the magic happens. Forget those bland jars of pre-made stuff. We're making our own. It's easier than you think and so much more flavorful. A glug of olive oil in the pan, then in goes some crushed garlic. Garlic is the base of many great sauces and it adds a wonderful aroma. Fry it for a minute until fragrant, then add in those chopped veggies. The sizzling sound is music to a cook's ears. Sauté them over medium heat until they're just tender crisp. This keeps the veggies vibrant and full of flavor. We don't want mushy vegetables, do we? Keep an eye on them to maintain that perfect texture. Once the veggies are cooked, add in a can of diced tomatoes. This adds a nice tangy base to our sauce. You can use fresh if you've got them, but canned is perfectly fine for this recipe. It's all about convenience and taste. Season it generously with salt, pepper, and a pinch of sugar to balance out the acidity of the tomatoes. This step is key to a well-rounded sauce. Let that simmer for a few minutes while the pasta cooks. This allows all the flavors to meld together beautifully. Once the pasta is cooked al dente, drain it and add it straight to the pan with the sauce. This way, the pasta absorbs some of the sauce. Toss it all together to coat the pasta in that delicious sauce. Make sure every strand is covered. Serve it up with a sprinkle of grated Parmesan cheese if you've got some on hand, and a drizzle of olive oil. These final touches elevate the dish. There you have it, a quick, easy and healthy pasta dish that's fit for a student king or queen. Enjoy your meal and the satisfaction of cooking something delicious from scratch.
Chapter 5. Bonus tip. Become a meal prep master. Listen up, you lot, because this next tip is a game changer. We're talking about meal prepping. I know it sounds boring and time-consuming, but trust me on this one. Spending a little time prepping your meals ahead of time will save you a ton of money and hassle in the long run. Think about it. How many times have you gotten home from a long day, starving and exhausted, and just resorted to ordering takeout? We've all been there. But with a little bit of planning, you can avoid those expensive and unhealthy temptations. Start by planning out your meals for the week. Don't overcomplicate things. Stick to simple, easy recipes like the ones we've covered.
See, eating healthy doesn't have to be expensive or complicated at all. These recipes are quick, easy, and perfect for any student budget. Let me know in the comments which one you'll try first.
Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more budget-friendly recipes, and hit that notification bell to stay updated. Thanks for watching, and happy cooking, everyone!